Kia ora koutou. Hello everyone, I'm Paolo Bertolin, Artistic Director of Hano Marama, New Zealand International Film Festival 2024. And we are continuing this series of interviews with directors that are featured in our program. And today we're very pleased and honored to host one of the filmmakers whose film is playing in the Fresh competition, Agathe Riedinger, whose film Diamant, brut, was the first feature film that was invited this year to the Cannes competition. And I think it was a very deserved choice. Welcome, Agathe.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone.
I'm starting this series of interviews always with the same question for our directors. And Agathe, I would like to ask you as well, if you could describe your film Diamant in your own words in terms of its story, its narrative, and the stylistic choices you made. Thank you.
I would say that Diamant is a story about the need of love. It's a story of Liane, who is 19. She lives with her little sister and her mother in Fréjus, which is a very popular cities in the south of France. And she's obsessed with beauty. She's obsessed with a reality TV show. She wants to be famous, and she wants to be famous in order to be recognized, to have a value. So one day she participates to an audition for Miracle Island, which is a famous reality TV show, and she waits for her answer, and we wait for her. And about the movie, I wanted it to be very radical, to express in the best way the determination of Liane, her pugnacity. And I also wanted to be aesthetic and plastic, because the movie questions the notion of beauty and bad taste and good taste, and also question the notion of illusion and faith. So it's a melting pot of different vision.
Thank you so much, Liam. This is really, really clarifying, because the film is really like that. It's also like a wild diamond in depicting the character you are presenting. And I have to say that the film feels really true, and it's extremely impacting from an emotional point of view. And I think that this is also very much due to the stunning performance from Malou Hebizi, who has given her body and soul to the character. So I would like to ask you a little bit about her. How did you find her, and how was it to work with her?
In order to be consistent with the subject and the geography and the political approach, it was crucial for me to work with a non-professional actress. So we've made an 8 months open cast to find Malou. And Malou is such a great girl. She has a lot in common with Liane in her personality. She's very determined. She has a very big pugnacity. She has the same sense of honor. So it was such a pleasure to work with her. We had plenty of discussion of the subject, because Malou has the same age as Liane. She's quite young, and it was very important for me to be sure that she can deeply understand the character of Liane, so that she won't be crushed by the character, and she can carry on her shoulder all the subject of the film. So we start to talk a lot about it, and after that we worked with the body. And because Liane looks like a doll, but she's not a doll, she doesn't behave like a doll, we worked on the gesture and the behavior of Liane, the way she walks, the way she look at people, she stare at people, and we work to undo all the tiny little micro gesture that makes your body in seduction, like cross your leg, touch your hair, touch your hair, smile, which is not very easy, because this kind of gesture is very unconscious. So it was a very, very precise work. And we also had lots of discussion about the necessity for me that Malou lives her code of beauty to embrace Liane's color of beauty, and Malou has her color are at the opposite of Malou, so it was not very easy at all, but she understood everything, and it was very, very important to be, yes, that she had a good emotional and intellectual distance, and that she can be, so that she can be very authentic, because if she's not authentic, she can't embody a character properly. So big work.
Yeah, definitely. This authenticity transpires in the film. And it's interesting that you mentioned the metaphor of the doll, because as I was watching the film, I thought a lot about Barbie,
Sure.
the doll and the film.
Sure. Sure, but they are not as futile as we can imagine. They are the opposite of futility.
Mm. And a final question for you, because of course, the film has a very profound script, the sense of depiction of reality, the character, and as you said, the work on the body and the relationship of the body, especially with social media, which is so relevant in contemporary world. It's something that is depicted and discussed in a very intense and even troubling way. So I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the development of the script, the description of the trajectory of the character, and most of all, what should we think about the ending? Has Liane changed, and is it a change for good? I know it could be a spoiler, but maybe you can say something in general terms. Thank you so much.
Yeah. First of all, so Liane is a young woman who built herself through the gaze of others. So she thinks that if I'm pretty enough, I will be watched. If I'm watched, I will be desired. If I'm desired, I will be loved. So, and she suffers from the lack of gaze from her mother. She thinks that her mother doesn't love her. And she suffers from the gaze of society, who, because she belongs to a very modest social class, doesn't bet anything on her. So she has a big revenge to take. And also Liane lives under the pressure of the tyranny of image that the society imposes everywhere. So this is a lot of pressure. And at the beginning of the film, she's like locked behind her image. Her image is like her armor. And during the film, because she participates to the audition and she's waiting for the answer, she meets Dobbs. She starts doubting, and Dobbs bring vulnerability. And because she meets Dino, the boy, and because he looks at her in a different way and he truly loves her, she starts to be destabilized, and she meets her own vulnerability. So at the end, I don't want to unveil the end, but I would say that Liane ends the story lucid and stronger. She's lucid because she knows her own value. She has met her own value, and she knows that she can take a good way or a bad way. And she's stronger because she knows that she has been loved by Dino. So being loved is her deep goal. And most of it, more important, it was important for me that the spectator change his gaze on Liane and feel empathy and wanted to open his arm on this girl, which at the beginning just how can I say that, attracts some despised gaze on her. So it was very important that for me that spectator change his gaze on her. So it's also a movie about gaze.
I think you managed splendidly, because this was exactly the trajectory of my experience watching the film. I really hope that our audiences will also love Liane or empathize with her by watching Wild Diamond. And I would like to thank you for sharing the insight on your film.
Thank you.
And I would like to invite our audiences to watch this film and other films at the festival and wait for the next interview in our series. Thank you again, Agathe.
Thank you, Paolo. Bye.